Hello everyone, welcome to my Fire Rate Randomizer Nuzlocke. I will be showing my journey on what happened and how I won my first Pokemon Nuzlocke. I've never done any kind of Nuzlocke before, but I've decided to start by playing on Fire Rate with Randomizer and Hardcore Nuzlocke rules set. Many of you who is watching this video might know, but for those who don't, a Pokemon Randomizer Hardcore Nuzlocke rules are the following. Number 1. All Pokemons including starters, encounters, and trainers are randomized. Items and TMs are also randomized, and all of this is done so using the Universal Randomizer. Number 2. I can only catch the first encounter in every area, and I must nickname all Pokemons to build bonds. Number 3. If a Pokemon faint, it is considered dead and cannot be used anymore. Number 4. No items are allowed in battle, but help items are allowed. Number 5. The game is to be played in set mode. Number 6. No leveling past the next gym leader's strongest Pokemon. If it happens, I am not allowed to use it until I defeat the gym. Number 7. I can only use as many Pokemon as the opposing gym leader or champion in the battle against them. Lastly, the game is finished when I beat the strongest trainer available, or the run is considered dead if I wipe out. I chose the girl character and I named myself Austu since it's my second attempt. Next, I named my rival JK and I started my journey again. I opened the settings menu to change the attack speed to fast as well as the battle style to set mode. Later, I will also turn off the battle animation to make the game faster. For my starter, I was given the choice of Zapdos, Gligar, and Lotad. And I chose Zapdos since it has the best stats. I named him Topaz, which is the play on the word Topaz, the gem. For fun information, in Spanish, uno from Articuno means once, Zapdos, dos means two, and Moltres, tres means three. After choosing my starter, I fought my rival who chose Meditite, and I easily beat him with 2 packs. Next, I collected a parcel from the Pokemart and I delivered it to Professor Oak to get Pokédex and Pokéballs. My first encounter was a Survivor who I named him Shh. Then I fought my rival again, who this time had a Vigoroth and Dodo. The Vigoroth started off with a focus energy and managed to crit me with an Outroar, but fortunately my legendary bird was strong enough to defeat it with 2 Thundershock before it could attack again. Its Dodo was easily beaten with a Thundershock. My next encounter was a Kabutops, who I named him Dome from Dome Forces. Kabutops is an extremely good Pokemon in Nuzlocke due to its ability Battle Armor, which prevents crit damage and eliminates the RNG. Then I capture a Minor who I named him Michu since he looks like a rip-off Pichu. Lastly, I capture a Ghastly in Viridian Forest who I named him Gargan. I made my way out of Viridian Forest into Pewter City, decided on the 2 Pokemon I will be bringing to defeat Brock and deposited the rest. Brock started off with Nosepass, which is ground and rock type, and all moves from Topaz are either resisted or immune, but fortunately Dome is ready in the second slot to come in and defeat it with Absorb. His next Pokemon was Golem, who Dome also uses Absorb to defeat it, and that's the first gym badge. I found a leftover on the ground and decided to feed it to Topaz. Then I encountered an Omastar, caught it and named it Helix, since it's revived from a Helix fossil. While it unfortunately does not have Battle Armor, it's still a decent Pokemon. Then I bought the Pokemon from the vendor before Mount Moon, which turns out to be a Persian, and I named him Payday, thinking I could use him if I needed to farm money. My encounter in Mount Moon nets me a Whiscash, an extremely good Pokemon who's only weak to Grass type, and I named him Catfish. Lastly, I chose the Helix Fossil and continued making my way out of Mount Moon and into Cerulean City. I decided to fight the rival first and he was easily defeated. I proceed on with Nugget Bridge to soak up more XP as the next level cat after Misty is only 3 levels away at level 24. One of the trainer had Regice, which immediately exploded when I swapped into Catfish, but fortunately he survived. In hindsight, I should have swapped to Ghastly, who's an 8 in this screen due to Pokélink bugging out. It's a ghost type and immune to normal type moves such as Explosion. After the scare, I decided to fight Misty before I lose any Pokemon to the trainers. Fortunately, Misty this time did not have a Groudon, which killed my previous run, and was easily defeated. Foreshadowing, he will appear again later. After defeating Misty and renewing my longest run record, I caught an Apon with a pick-up ability, and I named him Handshake. I also caught a Sneasel, who I rearranged his name to Sense Ill. All good things must come to an end, and so did my zero death counter. I met a trainer on my way to Ville, who's trying to flex to me that her boyfriend is cool, but I say I'm much cooler. Instead of swapping to Ghastly, I once again swapped to Catfish, and her Registeel exploded. But this time, he critted and killed Catfish. After sending Catfish to rest, I added Dome to the party and continued my journey to Ville. I don't know how he made the fly happen in the Pokemon universe, but I fixed his mistake and he rewarded me with the SSN ticket. I proceeded on and caught a Venusaur named Flowey, a reference to the Yellow Daisy in Undertale, and a Wooper named Whoopie Boy. After healing at the Vermilion City, I headed to SSN to get card, but before that was the rival again. His Pokemon was just as weak as the previous, but this time he had the final evolution of the water starter Pokemon Blastoise, and I brought out Flowey to show them who is boss. After patting the old man in the back and getting card, I headed to Lieutenant Search with Flowey, Helix and Topaz. It was an easy sweep. With the new level cap of 29, I leveled up Gargan to level 25 and evolved into a Hunter. I caught a Galpin in Diglett Cave, where I named him Lupin, and continued my way to the Professor 8 at Route 2. Upon talking to him, I realized that it does not count national decks, so I did not have the required 10 Pokédex for Flash. What a waste of time. I made my way back and caught a Gorbise named Rabby. On my way to the Rock Tunnel, I also caught a Kingdra, and since she's a female, I named her Quindra. I also found Mystic Water and caught a Typhlosion who I named Tyler. In the Rock Tunnel, I caught a Qwilfish who I appropriately named Boom. On my way out, I fought a trainer with a Swampert. He used Bite, and this time I learned from my lesson in Attempt 1. Bite is a move where the user stores damage taken for 2 turns. Afterwards, Bite will do damage equal to twice the damage received. But if the user is not directly attacked during the period, it will fail on the turn it will have released. While it could try to attack and hope I kill the Swampert in one turn, I chose to play it safe and just swap till it fails. After killing the Swampert with Flowey's Razor Leaf, he sent out Torchic, which almost took out Flowey with a critical Ember. Other than that, I made it out of Rock Tunnel with all my healing supply used up. I decided to skip the rival at Lavender Town due to my Pokemon reaching the level cap. I did not want to over level, so I went for Erika first. On my way to Celadon City, I caught Ariados who I rearranged the name to Rosadia, and a Wartortle who I named Turtle. Do you know that Blastoise does not learn any damaging water moves other than Water Gun till level 68, which is higher than the champion strongest Pokemon of level 63. After arriving at Celadon City, I collected the would-be Eevee Pokeball and got an Executor, who I named Efake. I also checked out the TMs at the department store as well as the game corner. It turns out that the game does not show what the randomized TM is until you purchase them and check them in the TM case. In the future, I would waste quite a lot of money trying to get what I thought is an Ice Beam. After clearing out the trainers and choosing my 3 Pokemon, I immediately started the battle with Erika. It was an easy sweep for Topaz. Thundershock for the Doduo, few Thundershocks on the Tropius, and a peck on the Chikorita. After defeating Erika, I went back to the Pokemon Tower for the rival battle. Other than the Chansey, who is specially bulky and high in health, and Mechago, the rest are easily defeated. I needed to rescue Mr. Fuji to get the Pokeflute, but to do that, I needed the Seal Scope. So, I went to the game corner hideout to defeat Giovanni. Giovanni had a Primate, which 2 Razor Leaf from Flowey took care of, and Abra, which 1 card is all that is needed, and lastly Ariados, which I swapped to Tyler and used Flame Wheel. After getting the Seal Scope, I returned to the Pokemon Tower and caught a Vaporeon, which I named Misty. I found out that in this randomizer, Human Mother is actually Marowak, which is accurate, and I put her to rest. After getting the Pokeflute from rescuing Mr. Fuji, I went to Sylph Cove and there I found a Miracle Seed which I gave to Flowey to boost his grass type moves. I fought my rival once again. This time he's much stronger. He sends out Slack Off, which Flowey takes down with a Razor Leaf and card, Gorbise, which defeated with a Razor Leaf, Chimecho, who I swapped to Topaz, and after some back and forth, he took himself out with the double edge recoil. Metapod with 2 packs from Topaz, and lastly his Arbok with Thunder Shocks. Then I got the free Pokemon who turns out to be Fluffy, and I named him Lapras. Continuing on, I fought Giovanni once again, and this time he had a Starmie who Flowey took out with 2 Razor Leaves, Vulpix who I swapped to Topaz and took it out with a Water Sprout, Makip who at this stage still doesn't have a ground type, so 2 Thunder Shocks took him out. Lastly, a Porygon 2 with Water Sprout and many Thunder Shocks. I actually got a Master Ball from the President, and I found another leftover as I was collecting all the items in Sylph Cove. After saving Sylph Cove, I headed to the house beside Celadon City to get Fly. Then I used Pokeflute and caught the sleeping Pokemon who was a Gligar and named him Snore. Continue down the cycling road, I caught a Lovedis which I named Dis, as well as a Shelgon who I named Palkia, as Palkia is weak to Salamence according to the old wiki page and everyone knows that. Arriving at Fuchsia City, I immediately headed to the Safari Zone. There, I caught Aggron who I named One Punch. After getting the Warden's Golden Teeth, I reached the end of the Safari Zone and get served. Handing over the Gold Teeth to the Warden rewarded me with the Strength Hidden move as well. I started the battle with Koga. Koga sends out Igglybuff, who was easily taken down with a Razor Leaf, then a Chimecho, who after I planted Leaf Seed with Flowey, I swapped to Topaz to use Fly to do stall damage as I slowly took it out. He then sends out Magneton, so I swapped to Tyler to take it out with a Flame Wheel, and lastly a critical hit strength takes out his Gligar. Next was Sabrina. I brought the same thing I used to bring Koga down. She started off with Abra, and a card from Flowey easily takes it down. Then she sends out Entei, who I swapped to Helix, and a single Surf takes it out. She then brought out Skarmory, which I swapped to Tyler to use Flame Wheel. Lastly, she brought out Wailord, and I swapped to Topaz. I used Thunder Shock, but he survives and confused Topaz with a Water Pulse. While Topaz hit himself in confusion, Sabrina uses Rest to restore Wailord's health, and Full Heal after to remove the sleep status. After enough back and forth with Thunder Shocks and hitting through confusion, the Wailord was finally taken down and the Marsh Badge is mine. I flew back to Pallet Town and travelled south towards Cinnabar Island. On the way, I caught a Lotad who I named Bartender, referencing to Pokemon Challenger's Emerald Kaiser. At Cinnabar Island, I went to revive my Helix Fossil, which turns out to be a Gyarados Fossil. My encounter at the Pokemon Mansion was a Wobbuffet who I named Kaiser. I got the secret key from the mansion and collected my Gyarados who I named Sweeper, as Dragon Dance Gyarados are known to be very good sweepers. But I decided not to use setup moves in my run, and I already had the party I wanted in my mind. Then I went to do the quiz to skip the gym trainers. Embarrassed to say, I got one quiz wrong and had to fight a trainer. I swear Poliwag has 3 evolutions since it evolved into Poliwhirl, and you can choose to either evolve it into a Poliwrath or a Politoed. Blaze started off with Suicune, and Flowey easily takes down Suicune with a critical hit Razor Leaf. Next was Spiloswine. I used Leech Seed followed by a Razor Leaf. After that, Blaine sends out a Spinarak which 2 cards from Flowey takes it down. The last Pokemon was Seeking, which survives a Razor Leaf, and Blaine started spamming Hyper Potion as I tried to kill it with Razor Leaves. After Blaine ran out of Hyper Potions and I defeated Seeking, I got the 7th badge. With the new level cap, I evolved Shelgon into Salamence and headed for Viridian Gym. In my last battle with Giovanni, I'm wondering since Sabrina had Entei and Blaine had Suicune, if Giovanni would have the last legendary dog, Raikou, but he did not. He starts off with Abra, who Flowey easily takes out with a single card once again. If I had a nickel for every time Flowey defeated an Abra with a single card, I would have 3 nickels. Then he sent in Magma. As I swapped into Helix, he used Flamethrower which burned Helix. Since he was faster, he got off a Confused Ray too, but Helix managed to hit Surf and one-shot Seed. The next Pokemon was Hypnotok, which I swapped to Topaz to use Drill Peck. He tried to stall out with Detect, but the second Drill Peck defeated it. Then he sent out Onix, which fortunately Topaz had the water coverage move, Water Sprouts, and one-shots it. Lastly, he sends out Shiftry and a Drill Peck from Topaz also defeated it. After Giovanni, I finally get to use a full party of Pokemon for all fights from now on. This is the party I had in mind to defeat Elite Four unless I caught something better or someone died. My rival requested a battle before we went into Elite 4, and a fight he shall receive. First, he sends out Pinsir, which I swapped to Tyler and used Flame Wheel to one-shot it. Next was Flygon, which a critical Flame Wheel did not do much, and a Dragon Breath from it caused me to be paralyzed. But fortunately, Tyler did not get fully paralyzed at all, and 2 strength takes it out. Next was Hood, which I swapped to Topaz to do a Thunder Shock. Then he sends out Tailo, which a Thunder Shock also defeats it. After that, he brought out Ghastly and was also one-shotted by a critical Thunder Shock. The last Pokemon he sends out was Fluffy, so I swapped to Flowey. He paralyzed me with Thunder Wave and set up a light screen, but Flowey was too bulky for the fluffy pink shape. After enough Razor Leaf, it also went down. On my way to the Indigo Lake, I caught an Oddish who I named Fodder, and Rhyhorn in Victory Road who I named Horny. In the Victory Road, I also got a Dragon Claw, Earthquake, and Ice Punch TM. Before exiting Victory Road, I talked to this NPC who teaches Giga Drain, and I taught it to Tyler. This was probably the reason why I managed to win my run. Before entering Elite 4, I made my way to Fuchsia City to remove the HM moves such as Strength on Tyler and Palkia, Cut on Flowey, and Flight on Topaz. I also brought TM13 from the game corner, which turns out to be Poison Sting, and there goes my money. As I crafted my team for the finale, I took into account the type coverage and thought that TM moves would cover their weakness. After selling everything and stocking up on full restores, I headed into the Elite 4. Here it goes, the final challenge of the run. Lorelei started with Latias. A critical Dragon Claw from Topaz brought it down easily. Then, a Water Sprout take care of a Golem and drew back for Rados. While I hit a Dragon Claw on the Blaster, on the next turn, she healed Blaster with a full restore. 2 more Dragon Claws takes the Blaster down, but not before a Thunder hits and put Topaz into paralysis. Her last Pokemon was Porygon, and I keep getting fully paralyzed as she full restored. After Topaz fell into critical range from Cry Attack, I swapped to Flowey to finish him off with a Razor Leaf. Next was Bruno. He started with Fail, who Topaz Thunder Shock easily took out. Then he sends in Tentacruel, who has extremely high special defense, so even a super effective Thunder Shock didn't do much, but after 3 more Thunder Shocks, it went down. His Typhlosion died to a single Water Sprout from Topaz, and so did Lavita. Finally, his Dragonite took 2 Dragon Claws and went down. Third was Agatha. She started with Ho-Oh. Topaz managed to take it down by managing to crit Thunder Shock twice in a row. Her Quilava died to a single Water Sprout, and she sends out Arbok, who also met the same fate. Poochyena was taken care of with a single Thunder Shock, and she sent out Metapod. After using a single Drill Peck, and it was on low health, I knew she would full restore, so instead of wasting PP, I swapped to Tyler for one shot with a Flamethrower. The last of the Elite 4 was Lance. He starts off with a Seedot who one punch uses Ice Punch and did not live up to his name since it failed to one-shot the Seedot. Lance then full restored Seedot, but after consecutive Ice Punches, it still went down. He then sent out Blaziken, so I swapped to Helix. The swap in causes Helix to take a Blaze Kick, which burnt him, but on the next turn, a critical Surf from Helix took the Blaziken out. He sent in Nidoran Female, and I swapped to Tyler for an Earthquake, which one-shots it. He then sends his Lilip. His Lilip managed to land with a critical Ancient Power, but since he did not get the Oni boost, I knew Tyler was still faster, so I stayed in and KO'd it with another Flamethrower. His final Pokemon was Shiftry, and Tyler one-shotted it with a Flamethrower. This is it. The final battle against the new champion of Elite 4, JK. The rival starts off with Altaria, and I send in Palkia. I used Dragon Breath, which puts him to health, while he did Dragon Dance. On the next turn, after the buff from Dragon Dance, he is faster. He used Perish Song, while I used Dragon Breath from Palkia and takes Altaria out. Perish Song causes any Pokemon to faint within 3 turns. This means that I have to swap Palkia out within the next 3 turns or else I will lose a Pokemon. He sent in Survivor next, and since I knew I had to swap sooner or later, I chose to take the chance now and swap to Tyler. Tyler uses Earthquake, and it wasn't enough to one-shot, but it did put him into the potion range, and the rival decides to waste a full restore on Arbok. After dropping down to half health, Tyler finally takes the survivor out. Our rival then sends in Groudon. Here comes the nightmare who I lost my first attempt to. Facing this menace, I decide to swap to Helix to surf, but a single earthquake from Groudon killed Helix. With the free swap in, I send in Tupus to do a water spout, but unfortunately, drought causes sunny day, which cuts water damage move in half. A fire blast from Groudon did half damage to Tupus, and I was thinking whether to swap since water sprout damage is going to drop due to Tupus being damaged. But I decided to stay in as leftover had healed Tupus out of the kill range of fire blast. Another water sprout left Groudon with about 1/3 health, but it went into rest and healed to full. Deciding to take advantage of the rest, I sword to one punch. However, at this moment, instead of clicking Ice Punch, I misclick and choose Double Edge. He woke up the next turn and one-shots with Earthquake. Losing 3 Pokemon and having him at almost full health, I needed a plan. I decided the best thing to do now is to stall him out. I sent in Flowey knowing that he will be a sacrifice, but fortunately his lead seeds land. Now I just need to stall Groudon out. I sent in Palkia which has Fly. I immediately put my plan to work and slowly chew him down with Fly, but after putting him to a quarter health, he used another full restore. I anticipated that and used Dragon Breath for more damage. Then I continued my plan with Fly, but he used Rest again. At this point, I knew this would be a very long battle, but fortunately, with Lead Seed and Leftover, I knew I would win sooner or later. True and behold, Palkia was the final victor and took Groudon out. The rival sent in Claydol next, and the Crunch for Palkia lowered his special defense. This negated the increase he would get from Cosmic Power, and another Crunch took Claydol out. I asked the rival, why not send something weak? So he said it, why not? I severely underestimated it, and a Crunch for Palkia did not take it out. Instead, left it at red HP. A Miracle could take out Palkia, and I sent in Tupus next. He used a full restore, and a Drill Peck from Tupus did about half health. I used Drill Peck again thinking it would defeat Wynard, but he low rolled and he survived. He strikes back with a counter and took out Tupus. I sent in my last Pokemon, Tyler, and at this point, I was starting to feel the pressure. The rival chose to full restore while Tyler used Giga Drain. This put Wynard at half health while restoring some of Tyler's health. I decided not to take the chance this time and use Flamethrower, which is under the Sunny Day boost, to take Wynard out. The rival's final Pokemon was Crocodile. I used Giga Drain, which did not one-shot him but healed me to full. He used Scary Face, which harshly lowered my speed, so I knew he would be the faster next turn. I had no choice but to click Giga Drain and hoping for a miracle, and it happened! He missed his Hydro Pump, and I took him out with a final Giga Drain. My journey to completing my first Randomizer Nuzlocke was successful on my second attempt. This time, Groudon did not get to end my run, and so didn't the Dark Horse Wynard. I hope you have enjoyed the video, and if you did, leave a like, subscribe and comment, and hope to see you again next time.